The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
You're watching DC News Now at 9.
Yeah, coming up, a deadly hit and run near the White House. Witnesses watch in horror as the driver strikes several people, then takes off.
I look back and I see a guy coming, like falling off, and he landed on the hood of the car.
A 75-year-old man killed, a teenager hurt, and tonight, Secret Service on the hunt for that driver who got away.
What are you thinking?
And you see it right there. Shocking moments when a Virginia family's ceiling collapses right in front of them. The moment now going viral on social media. And the family tells us they're surprised by all the attention.
And a friendly face-off between police officers and leaders in Prince George's County. The Escape Room Challenge, raising money, all for a good cause. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
Great to be with you. I'm Tasmin Mahfouz, and our top story tonight, a man killed, a child injured in a hit and run along the National Mall. Police tell us the driver was trying to get away from a traffic stop when they hit the two victims.
And the crash shut down the area around 17th Street and Constitution Avenue for hours.
And reporter Mariel Carbone is live for us at the scene tonight.
And Mariel, we know the man killed was visiting from out of town.
Yeah, that's right. We're learning that the victim was a 75-year-old man from Philadelphia. He was hit while crossing the street in this intersection. A 13-year-old girl also injured, but she is expected to be okay. Witnesses tell us that this whole incident was traumatic and disturbing.
The scene was so just dramatic. They closed the roads, and people that were around, like, they were just shocked.
Shocked after seeing a car hit and kill a man.
I heard a bang. I look back and I see a guy coming, like falling off, and he landed on the hood of the car.
Ehab Sarar says he was walking down Constitution Avenue near the National Mall when he witnessed it all. The driver barreling through a crosswalk, hitting at least two people and taking off.
I can't believe people are that much in a rush and they can't just stop and check if a guy's all right or anything.
According to officials, the Secret Service was attempting to pull the driver over for an expired registration. The driver indicated they'd stop, but then took off down 17th Street towards the World War II Memorial. The driver ran a red light through the crosswalk. Police say a 75-year-old man was hit and killed, a 13-year-old girl injured.
Just very quick, you know. They got hit, the car was gone. Everybody's wondering what's happening.
Shane McLaren is in town visiting and arrived at the intersection just minutes after the crash happened.
It's very disturbing because you don't know whether it's an accident or whether somebody intentionally did that. And yeah, so we're definitely being very vigilant now.
And U.S. Park Police are investigating and searching for the driver of that vehicle. At this point, they have not shared a vehicle description with us, but as soon as we get that, we'll get that information out to you guys at home. And Chris, it does mean, of course, if anyone has information to share, you're asked to contact police. Reporting live downtown tonight, I'm Mariel Carbone, DC News Now.
Yeah, certainly heartbreaking, Mariel. Thank you. Meanwhile, a new memorial tonight for an unidentified bicyclist hit and killed earlier this month. DC police said a man was riding a bike on Eastern Avenue in Northeast when a black Mercedes crossed the double yellow line, drove into oncoming traffic, and hit him. Tonight, community activists held a memorial for that man, who police still have yet to identify, now 8 days later. Part of that memorial, a new bike installation you can see here at the intersection that man was killed at.
We want to commemorate the loss to the community by installing a memorial bicycle to remind drivers that this is a dangerous place. They need to slow down. This is the second ghost bicycle I've come to install in Ward 7 in 12 months.
Organizers of tonight's event say with police taking this long to release the man's identity, they assume he's part of a marginalized group.
And tonight, a Springfield, Virginia family is not only the talk of the town, but also the talk of the internet. And here's why.
What are you thinking?
Just terrifying. So this video of the ceiling in the Porter family home collapsing. It's been viewed at last check more than 66 million times on TikTok. And tonight, that family is detailing what happened with our Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Max Marcillo, who joins us live from Springfield. And Max, I mean, a truly dramatic experience for that family.
Oh, it really was. And now what was the site of that dramatic scene, as you said, is now in garbage bags. About a dozen of them on the street side, on the curb, with all of the just small pieces of debris. If we take you to the other side of this home, you can see, and our photojournalist Anthony will show you, that there are even bigger chunks of that ceiling now outside of the family's garage. It was a wild scene that the family said, believe it or not, they saw coming throughout that day.
What are you thinking?
It's about the last thing you'd ever want to see in your own home, especially after a renovation. But that's what happened to this Springfield family. They spoke with us under a ceilingless ceiling 5 days after the dramatic collapse.
Then it was just kind of shock. I have to clean up my newly renovated house again.
As the family moves on, the reminders linger on the other side of this plastic wrap, both above their heads and on the sidewalk where bags and bags of rubble still sit. But the biggest reminder, the newfound internet fame.
It was going up by the millions.
Our ceiling falling, how did that go viral?
So what is it about this video? Well, how often do you see this type of thing happen in real time?
We then started hearing little crack noises as if the crack was getting bigger.
But keeping an eye on it was not enough.
Did you get it on video?
Yeah, duh.
Now, days after the collapse, the family is able to find some humor in this as they begin the post-renovation rebuild.
It's just stuff. It's just dust. Things fall from the sky all the time, and it just happened to be in our living room.
All right, so the family is optimistic that the insurance will cover the damages. Now, as far as why they're speaking out, well, part because they are just amazed at the reception this got online. They also think it can be a teaching moment because this is an old house. Some of the houses in this area are old, and when the drywall was installed, they did so using nails instead of screws. So they say when they put the lighting in for those renovations that slowly the walls started to loosen. So they said that's just something everyone should be aware of, especially if you're about to renovate an older home. Reporting live in Springfield, Max Marcel at DC News Now.
Well, developing tonight, the man accused of murdering a Kentucky high school teacher on Catholic University's campus 1 week ago has pleaded not guilty. In court today, a judge ordered 22-year-old Jaime Maceo to be held without bond. Maceo is charged with shooting and killing Maxwell Emerson. He was in town for a conference at the time. Investigators were able to link Maceo's DNA to a ski mask they say was found at the scene. And in court documents today, D.C. police say surveillance video from the west exit of the Brookland Metro Station shows Emerson talking with Maceo and appears to show Emerson giving him money. The same video shows the two talking for about 4 minutes before Emerson and Maceo start walking away together. Another camera shows Emerson holding his hands up in what D.C. police call a don't shoot position. More cameras show them walking along with Emerson's hands slightly raised and walking onto the campus of Catholic University before Emerson was ultimately shot. Emerson's wallet was found on the ground at the scene, as well as a phone believed to belong to Emerson. Meanwhile, Emerson's Kentucky community is in mourning tonight. His mother and the principal of the school where he taught and coached wrestling telling us he embodied all that was good in the world. Maceo is scheduled to be back in court next Thursday. All right, let's get a first check on the forecast. Meteorologist Damon Matson in for Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb tonight.
And Damon, the humidity returns tomorrow.
It certainly does. We've been talking about it the last couple of days. We lucked out with the lower humidity, and thankfully we did because, again, it was a sweltering afternoon. High temperatures across the board, for the most part, reaching the lower 90s. And if we had the humidity to add to that, it just would have felt even more sweltering. But tonight is when we start to feel that mugginess back on the rise as you go out the door tomorrow. Same as today, it will be mild in the 60s and 70s, but you'll feel that tinge of humidity thanks to that southerly wind that started out there today and will continue into the day tomorrow. And here's a good look at that here, folks. The more green you see on the map, the more humidity there is in the air. Now, while we will find pockets of drier air at times still tomorrow afternoon, Look at how those dew points are climbing back toward the 70s. And by the time we get to tomorrow night, all bets are off. It's going to be downright muggy again across the whole viewing area. Now, as this takes shape, we're going to see a frontal boundary off to our north start to roll into the DMV. And as a result, running into that heat and humidity, we're talking about thunderstorms once again, and a few of those could be on the strong to severe side. A level 2 risk for those severe storms is out there across western Maryland and West Virginia, with the severe threat decreasing as you move east toward D.C. and I-95. So the storms, that's also going to be something we'll have to pay attention to. Again, what threats could any of those severe storms pose, and will this be more of what we see as we head toward the weekend? We'll have a full check of your forecast in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. And Amtrak trains are running again through Union Station. It comes after a day after a train derailment rippled service south of Washington. Now, the cause of that derailment is still under investigation. Fortunately, no passengers or crew members were injured. Meanwhile, though, service disruptions lingered today for Virginia Railway Express trains. VRE just tweeted out that tomorrow, VRE will operate on an S schedule, and only trains marked with an S will run. Those trains will stop at every station, including Union Station.
All new tonight in Prince George's County, police and county council members going head-to-head in a major battle. It was at a new escape room at National Harbor.
Yeah, and during the grand opening, leaders got a special donation to help tackle youth crime.
Yeah, our Yamari Sase covers Prince George's County and reports on why this event was so impactful.
A friendly and competitive battle between Prince George's County Police and council members. The mission, try to escape one of these rooms here at the new National Harbor Escapology. But the real victory is the $2,500 going towards tackling the county's biggest problem, youth crime.
Ready to kick some police butt?
Prince George's County Police and County Council members spent nearly an hour trying to beat the clock.
They've been calling me on the phone. They've been talking a lot of noise.
And while council members won, their victory didn't take away from the impact this new location is making. Escapology at the National Harbor donated $2,500 to the Police Athletic League, a juvenile crime prevention program that offers mentorship, educational, and sports activities.
Keeping people busy and occupied and having good mentorship, I think, is really important for kids.
They enable us in a very small percentage to have outreach to young people, to do something different than believing that we can arrest our way out of any problem.
And leaders are excited about another opportunity to bring families and friends together through the variety of escape rooms they have to offer.
We continue to be a place, Prince George's County, a place where individuals can grow, live, and raise their children.
It's a wonderful experience to bring people together.
Reporting in Oxon Hill, Maryland, I'm Yamari Sase, DC News Now.